guys, it's Will. Welcome to the Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave us a comment. All the fun YouTube stuff that you always do when you watch these videos. You can't subscribe every time you watch a video, but if you do it once, that's enough for me. I'm getting so excited I'm making the camera wobble a little bit. So what are we here to talk about today? Snake and Eagle's Shadow, the 88 film's release. This is coming out March 29th of 2021. It's just a couple days before my birthday. I'm really excited about that. It's a nice little early birthday present to myself. So I'm going to talk about three things with regards to this release. One, I'm just going to really briefly talk about the movie and its importance. Just in case, I know that most people are familiar with this film, but just in case there's anyone out there who doesn't really know that much about this film. Two, I'm going to talk about bonus features. Three, I'm going to talk about some controversy that has already arisen around this release. So number one, the movie. Snake and Eagle's Shadow is like a really, really early, perhaps the earliest example. I think it is the earliest example of who Jackie Chan is, basically. The on-screen persona, the style, the brand, whatever you want to call it, the action comedy, the incredible athletic ability, the silliness, the influence from Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, even like people like the Marx Brothers, mixed with the martial arts, all of that stuff. Like there are three, like, to me, quintessential films in the late 70s that are Snake and Eagle's Shadow, Drunken Master, and Fearless Hyena that really cemented the path that Jackie Chan took in his career and the on-screen persona that he embodied through his classic films. And, you know, the classic narrative is that Jackie was kind of pitched by Lo Wei as the next Bruce Lee, and very clearly he wasn't the next Bruce Lee. That wasn't working out. And so he was lent out by Lo Wei to another company to make Snake and Eagle's Shadow and Drunken Master. And in making those comedies, Jackie became suddenly a star. And it was like, oh, this is what I should be doing. This is who I am, right? So it's a very, very important film. And if you haven't seen it, you have to see it. I bet this is going to be an amazing remaster, probably either 2K or 4K from original film source. And it's going to look incredible. And it's a really important film for you to see and to have. Bonus features. So, to disappoint you, I can't tell you anything about bonus features. I have heard rumors from multiple people about what is going to be on this release. I actually talked to 88 Films yesterday. I said, hey, I want to make a video about this release. I've heard X, Y, and Z is going to be on there. Can you confirm anything for me? And they said no, because they don't know. So it's not that they're not, they don't want people to know what's going to be on there, or they don't want to promote the release or whatever, but they're still in the process of figuring everything out. So they don't actually know what's going to be on the release yet. But the rumors I have heard and some of the stuff that people have told me might show up on there is really, really cool. So I think this is going to be a really good release, something to be really excited about, on par with the other like really great 88 Films releases that have come out yet. But I cannot yet tell you anything. But suffice it to say, there's going to be some great material on here. So, third thing to talk about, there's already a fair amount of controversy surrounding this release. And why is that? That is because there's kind of a consensus that this will be a slightly, ever so slightly truncated version of the film. Now, why would 88 Films cut the movie? It's not 88 Films' fault. Here is what I have been led to kind of believe, or what people have told me and what I've come to understand is perhaps a better way to put it. There is a scene in this film in which a snake, and this is not a spoiler alert, it's just something that happens in the movie. It's not going to ruin anything for you if you haven't seen it. A snake fights with a cat. When they actually shot this scene, I think they either sedated or like tied up a cat and had a snake attack it, like for real. And I think multiple cats were either killed or maimed while they were making this movie. It is illegal in the UK to show that. So 88 Films is a UK company. I don't know for sure, but more likely than not, they're not going to break the law to release an uncut version of a Jackie Chan film. There is a US Blu-ray release from, I think, Twilight Time. This is a release that I have not seen, I do not own. I kind of forgot it existed until I made my last video about this release, and people brought it to my attention. Apparently, it's a good release. It's got both Drunken Master and Snake and Eagle's Shadow on it. It's pretty expensive. I think it's like $40 or so. I don't think it has a lot in the way of bonus features. Maybe like a commentary or something. The artwork leaves something to be desired. It's not nearly as good as the incredible Kung Fu Bob artwork that we're getting from 88 Films. But it does exist, and it is uncut because it's not illegal in the US to show that scene. Now, this brings up what I think is a really interesting debate. Does it matter that that scene is not in the movie? I don't care, to be honest with you. And if you watch this channel, you know that I have dogs. My dogs sometimes get in the video. They sometimes knock the camera. They sometimes bark when I'm trying to record stuff. You also might not know. Here's a fun fact about me if you want to learn a little bit about my bio. When I was in high school, I actually wanted to be a veterinarian. I took tons of like advanced science classes. I volunteered at animal shelters. I worked at multiple vets' offices. I did internships. Like when I was like 17 years old, I was like in the room during surgeries on animals, like learning how these things are done, like interviewing veterinarians and stuff like that. My life ended up taking a different path. Obviously, here I am talking to you about Hong Kong cinema. But I spent a really good chunk of my life working with animals. And so I have a great fondness for animals. And I don't need to see that scene ever again. I've seen that scene a couple times. I don't think it really adds that much to the movie. I don't think it really has any value as cinema. Maybe it has value as historical artifact of like, this is how animals were treated in these films. But I don't really care that it's not going to be in the movie, even if I'm being a purist about, oh, I want the uncut version of the film. Now, obviously, you can start to get into stuff like subjective morality, right? Where, there's a film called Come and See, where which is it's a Soviet film, but it's made in Belarus, about the Nazi invasion of Belarus during World War II. They shot a cow in that film as part of the movie, and I believe that the cow died. And so it's like, well, people are killing cows to eat them. What's the difference in killing it to make a film? And it's like, well, you can make the argument that eating it provides some utility to the people who are eating it, whereas killing it for film, you just kill it and it's dead. And it's like, what do? You just burn it or something, throw it away? I don't know if they ate the cow on the set of Come and See. I'm not trying to make a point here to you about the morality of this. I have my own opinions about it. I don't really see that they're terribly relevant here in terms of getting really into the nitty-gritty of the morality of animals in cinema, right? But I think it's something interesting for people to talk about and to debate and to bring up. Like I said, with regards to Snake and Eagle's Shadow, I don't see that scene adds anything to the movie, and I don't really ever need to see it again. Come and See is a film that I really love, and so you get into the gray areas of like, people are willing to kind of turn the other way when, with Apocalypse Now, they killed the ox. If you do or don't know, Apocalypse Now is probably my favorite movie ever. But that was an actual ritual sacrifice that Coppola filmed, right? So it wasn't we're going to kill this specifically for the movie. It was like, they're killing it anyway. I'm going to film it and put it in the movie. But again, it's a lot of gray areas. So I'm interested to hear what you think. My name is Will. This has been a little bit of an overview about the 88 films release of Jackie Chan classic kung fu action comedy, Snake and Eagle's Shadow. We will see you next time.